Good evening, everybody. Good resolution. All right, as we can see, today's trading was again indecisive. This flat indecisive range, which we're probably still going to be in, except for the fact that with the North Koreans sending out a another missile, the Qs were trading down in here, so we may still be in this slow drifting downtrend if the pre-market futures don't climb back up toward the top of the range again by the end of the night. So we're still in an indecisive market. We're still in this primary downtrend. The fact that we are hovering right here at the 50s and the T-line, we definitely needed to see a positive open, or at least tomorrow closing back up above the T-line to keep us at least in a sideways trend. If it opens lower and trades down, you can see what our downtrend could still be indicating. I'm going to keep doing this. Crude oil dropped off quite a bit today. Make this smaller. There's just no real direction in crude oil right now, other than short term it's down. Again, I think with all the new technology and the new fields that they're finding on the North American continent, the supply of crude oil is going to be pretty good for the United States for a while. We saw gold prices gap up through the resistance level, and now it's trading higher after hours. So again, based on that, probably that missile launch. It's probably got gold prices moving pretty well. That's got Nugget. Nugget breaking out today with kind of a best friend signal coming out of this big rounding bottom. Best friend gap up through the 50. Right here at this resistance level. JNUG also, you can see how it has broken out through this little resistance level. Next target should be the 200-day moving average. So those are making some of the gold stocks much more viable, and we'll get to them. Let's see the dollar. Dollar's still drifting. You can see what the dollar's done here for the last few months. Slow, steady downtrend. It's trading lower today. Where's your next viable target? Probably the bottom of this channel down in this range. Yeah, Jamie, the only concern is that you never know what he's going to do. No, this is just the dollar itself. So I usually don't trade the you can see the British pound is in this slow upward trend channel. And the euro, you can see the wedge formation. It's probably coming back up to test the top of the wedge and see if it breaks out from there. Jason, that's a good question. All right, some of the stocks that we're still holding, they're acting well, are Wi-Fi. Ever since the big move, the 45-degree remains in progress. We recommended lumber liquidators today based upon the J-hook pattern, and when they gap up, knowing there's a resistance level and start trading through the resistance level, that tells you there's a lot of force that more than likely we're going to have another wave of this magnitude right here. Chem, another just steady Eddie. Our SCCO, wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, ever since the belt hold reversal, breakout. You just stay long on this until you see a sell signal. ABEO. You can stay long on this one. This one still has potential as long as it stays above the T-line. And this little one we're playing around with. See the fry pan bottom, the breakout. Notice how it practically used the T-line today as a support level. This has the potential of coming back up here and filling this gap. Good 75% upside potential. Let's see what else we got here. Or a BPMC. Again, a lot of these are just no analysis. As long as they stay above the T-line, we are buying BPMC because of this Morningstar signal in the oversold area. Suspect it could come back up and test this level. Remember, the bigger the signal is, the more compelling determined that the missile was an overfly, thus no real threat. Right. Well, if that news comes out, that should bring the futures back up. Now, here's the reason why you want to recognize all your indicators. Labu has a very strong chart to it. You had your dojis, the gap up, and then you've got your trend kicker signal. Opens here, closes here, they gapped it up, and you were already in the trend. That tells us there's probably more upside, and the next potential target is up here, which means your biotech should be working well. What was the question on BM or BPMC? Just stay long on this one as long as it stays above the T-line. Would you buy Labu tomorrow? I would probably play options on it. Yes, I'd be a buyer on strength tomorrow. Again, this is our signal, the trend kicker. Can you enter there even though it's not a reverse point? On Labu, yes. Yeah, that's telling us there's still more upside. Kite, yeah, that was a buyout. So that was, Kite was most of Labu's move today. I see what you're saying. This is kind of the exact reason why, as long as you stay above the T-line, you stay long. ESIO, the slow curve, we're just staying long on this one. Wave 1, wave 3, starting to move a little bit toward that same movement or same magnitude as wave 1. We'll start watching for reversal sell signals. HBM, Wave 1, wave 2, best friend going into wave 3, breaking out through this level. So this is why knowing the different patterns and what the different signals represent give you a much more clear insight as to what's happening as far as a market trend or a price trend. Here's your best friend signal right here. There's your first resistance. There's your bobble breakout. Notice what happened when we got back here. They couldn't close it below the T-line. Signal up here. You might start taking profits, but then you're buying back up in this area again when it breaks out through this level. So if you didn't buy on this day, you wouldn't have bought on this day, you wouldn't have bought on this day, you might be buying on this day because it came back up through that breakout or that big candle that told us that signal was a best friend signal, and this was confirming that the profit taking after that signal was over. And what would we expect if this is still an uptrend? Wave 1 and wave 3. No. Today, that's not a bearish harami. Remember, it should be the other way. We have a green candle and a red candle. All that's telling you is yesterday, what is today? Friday, you had some profit taking. Today, it kind of showed that the trend was still in progress. EFII, nice little J hook. Didn't execute today, but notice what we did see today. That doji right here at this level makes this very simple. If they open this positive tomorrow, you want to be buying immediately because more than likely you're going to have a doji sandwich breakout, the same magnitude as this candle right here, which tells you they're definitely breaking through that level, which tells you now your next target is up here. Oh, and CLMT is a little one that's still in a kind of a uptrend. Apparently a support level right here. Looking for the next wave to the upside. Doesn't trade a whole lot, but nice little chart. MYGN, just a plain old steady Eddie. 45 degree ever since this big reversal. And ARNA, another one that can still be bought on positive trading. You can see the relatively flat handle, scoop type pattern bouncing off the 50. Still want to be a buyer of this one on positive trading. If it opens positive, trades positive, you don't want to see it close back below the doji of today. If it opens positive, where should it be going? It should be going this way. It shouldn't be coming back in this direction. If it closes below this level after opening positive, I got a bearish engulfing right at the place that it should be breaking out, which means it's not breaking out. All right, the biggies. Apple, still moving up very slowly, but I think if they don't do something with the market getting near the top of the futures tonight, if it opens lower, you can see you're still stuck sideways. The other ones like Amazon, still in a downtrend, and looks like they're going to open this one lower based upon where it's trading right now. NVIDIA also came back up. Let's make this big enough where we can see it. But if it opens lower tomorrow, pretty much still stuck in this downward channel. Netflix, nothing. Just nothing. So there's times where you trade Netflix and there's times you don't trade Netflix. All right. Let's see, we did JNUG. Look at it. JNUG has the big rounding bottom and a breakout of your wedge formation. Anytime you get that breakout of a wedge, that means there's a new dynamic in that price move. Smegmo, also nice J-hook pattern that if it trades positive tomorrow, you can be buying, looking for a move like this. Notice your Morningstar signal right smack dab on the T-line. Stochastics should be at 12.33, I would guess. They've always has been. What do we got here? Oh, Smegmo. No, that's what I was putting it up. J-hook pattern, but notice the trend kicker signal. Tells you there's likely more upside. And AMGN also has this trend kicker signal. I'd be buying this one on positive trading. Essentially be breaking this downward resistance level. So we'll do individual ones, but right now we're still long SQM. You can see the J-hook pattern, steady eddy. All right, what else do we got here? ALXN. Another one that you've got. This fry pan bottom, you're right here at the breakout. If it opens positive, where's your next likely target? It's probably up here in this range. So because of the J-hook, or the J-hook, the fry pan bottom, and the doji rule, allows you to identify where are the optimal places to enter a trade. Zyop, doji sandwich. They're still buying this going through the 200. Means it's going much further. Yes, a trend kicker is during the trend. Oh boy, which ones were they? Trend kicker. Remember, most kicker signals we want to see at the bottom of a trend, but a trend kicker signal, notice how the trend's already started. You had a sell-off day, and then they kicked it right back up again. That usually indicates there's going to be more upside because this is still a very forceful indicator that the bulls are definitely in control. Big fry pan bottom on LOXO. You can be buying this one on positive trading. First target is right here, which on an option trade would make a good little trade. Newmont Mining, same scenario. Notice what it did today. A doji gap up through the resistance. Wave 1, wave 2, going into wave 3. And silver was acting well today. You can also see kind of a trend kicker signal right here, breaking out into new territory. So PAS can be bought on positive trading tomorrow. YRCW. Here's your bullish Harami, bullish confirmation, breaking the downtrend, closing above the T-line, bouncing off the 50s. Stochastics going up. So many things to be buying or reasons to be buying. If this is wave 1, this is wave 2. Wave 3 should have a good 3.5 point move, taking you up into about the $16 area. The gold stocks, as I said, we're moving well. This is AGI. Notice also the doji sandwich gap up through the resistance level. Wave 1, wave 2, going into wave 3. And ABX, rounding bottom. This is your T-line crunch. Notice after the bullish Harami, they couldn't close it below the T-line. They actually used the T-line as a support, crunching it right up through the resistance level. Tells us we're in now the next wave like this. Basically because of the, well, shuzzbutts. How come I can't type right? Son of a gun. The type that doesn't like to make the same mistake 7 times. Where is it? YRCW. Because if this is 3.5 points, 3.5 points from here takes you up into about the $16 area. Wave 1 and wave 3 on a wave 1, wave 2, wave 3 count is usually going to, wave 3 is usually going to be the same magnitude as wave 1. Kala, you can see what it did. Here's your bobble breakout. They resisted, they pulled back, they couldn't get through the T-line. You can be buying this one on positive trading. Because of the bobble breakout, which is a J-hook pattern with much more definition to it. Another one that's broken out nicely. This is CRPT. Another one that could have the same magnitude move as this, which would take you up into the $47 range. So there's still lots of good-looking trade setups out here, even though the market in general, here's a bullish Harami right smack dab off the 50. Gap up through the resistance. Another wave 1, wave 2, going into wave 3. So whether you're trading the stocks or the options on these, at least you know you're heading in the right direction. This is kind of a mild J-hook pattern, classic fry pan bottom. You could be buying this one on positive trading. 2 things going for it. A little J-hook pattern after your classic or your fry pan bottom, and they've never been able to close it below the T-line. On the short side, junk in the box, that's probably a very good short. And where's your next prospective target? Probably at the bottom of this trend channel. So this would be a good one to buy some puts on. A lot of the oil stocks are getting beat up pretty bad. This is Murphy oil. You can see how it's come down. There's your big reversal signal. Remember, the bigger the signal, the more compelling you're going to be in a downtrend. Now you've got a bearish engulfing. Look for wave 3 to take you down in approximately 10 points down into the 50, say the $55 area. Yes, Jamie. So that's Z. You don't have to have enough money to buy or sell all of them. What you do is you have a supply of stocks where you now want to analyze. That's at the end of this coming month, depending on whether we get everybody back up and running in Houston. No, Pat's power is out. Fortunately, Abe is above water. Becky's above water. I think Tim is above water still. But at the end of September, we're going to be doing a Saturday session, another 4-hour session. And we're going to be going through the strongest of all the signals and patterns. Now, that means not necessarily the signals alone. It means the best combinations, like the best friend, the left-right combo, the best doji signals. And the reason that dojis are so effective is they're so visually recognizable, if that's the right word. So you've got a much better, potential of being in the right trade at the right time because of recognizing the doji. And we're going to go through the other signals, which ones have the most powerful reversals and the patterns. And then at the end, I'm going to quantify all those, meaning we're going to just kind of put them in order. Not necessarily meaning that number, forget how many we got, 14 or 15, that number 15 is bad. It's just we're going to quantify which ones are the best ones, which these are all the best ones, and go right down in order of which one. That Saturday will be recorded, yes. John, yes. If you are witnessing an inverted hammer type signal in the oversold area, especially at another technical level, like a right off a moving average or trend line, yes, very simple. You buy immediately, and and then you have a very simple stop. It shouldn't come back down through the bottom of the inverted hammer. Steve, yes, it'll be the similar setup, but it won't be the same thing. I think in July we did the 12 major signals. Now we're going a little bit further. Which signal setups are the strongest? We often get asked the question, which signals are the strongest? And basically, the signals themselves are all good. We've already kind of cultivated them out of the 50 or 60 signals. You're looking at the 12 major signals that we look at all the time, which are always going to produce high probabilities of a reversal. And it's to kind of eliminate having to recognize and learn all 50 or 60 signals. If you learn just the 12 major signals, you're going to have more trades than you'll ever be able to handle. Now we're taking it one step further. Yes, this will be a added fee, but it will be discounted to the members as usual. Now we're going to go through, you've seen all the signals and patterns. We're just going to go into much more detail of where they work, why they work, and then put them in a quantitative order of which ones work the best. So let's say you, let's see, I haven't even done anything here, have I? This is Dave & Buster's. It can be shorted on weakness tomorrow, that slow curve. Now I forgot what I was saying. Wow, that's just great. What was I saying? Oh, yeah, so we're going one step further. We're taking all the most powerful movers, going into much more detail of why they act so much stronger and what the psychology is. So again, that's just simple mental process that if you can recognize the pattern and you understand why it works, I mean, that becomes a very good learning process. So anyways, maybe it's this blind spot that I can't remember what I'm saying from the beginning of the sentence to the end of a sentence. So Dave & Buster's, you can get ready to short this one weakness tomorrow. Also a wave 1, wave 2. Notice a slow curve breakdown going into wave 3. A, B, C, O. Same scenario. Where's the next likely target? Right down here to the 200. So when you start seeing, just like a fry pan bottom, when you see a fry pan bottom breakout, you also can recognize a dumpling top breakdown. And the oils, as we mentioned earlier, this is Apache. Wave 1, wave 2. I'd be ready to go short on Apache on weakness tomorrow. So crude oil is kind of the instigator. Oh, pshaw. If crude oil keeps drifting lower, that's going to start taking some more of these oils down further. Sorry for the delay. Nice fly ready to get swatted, and by the time I picked up the fly swatter, it took off. Yeah. You should record all the time so I can ask what was I just saying, and she repeated. Yeah, that was. Yeah, I've told you the story about the old guy, that old couple had their friends over for dinner. When they got done with dinner, the guys were going in the living room, and the ladies were taking the dishes out to clean them, and the guest said, "This was a great dinner." And the host said, "Well, not as good as the dinner we had the other night at a restaurant." Oh, man, what was the name of that restaurant? Oh, no, what was it? Oh, it's named, let's see, I can get this. Flowers. What type of flowers do you get when you're in trouble? And his buddy said, roses? Did you eat at Rose Restaurant? And he goes, no. Said, hey, Rose, where did we eat the other night? Anyways, that's, all right. That's right. I can never figure out, no matter how fast I am, how those flies can see the stuff coming that quickly. All right, that's about all I got tonight. Kind of a bearish J hook on Apache, but yeah, you got a wave 1, wave 2, getting ready for wave 3. Bearish J hook. How do you treat the flat candles? Open, high, low, close, all the same, even if decent volume. Is it considered a doji, or can it be part of a candlestick signal? MT, which ones are you referring to? These dojis? Remember, a doji is indecision between the bulls and the bears. That should be your recognition that something, one way or the other, is going to happen. Remember our simple doji rule. They're usually going to move it in the direction how they open after a doji. That's more so when your stochastics are either in the overbought or oversold condition. So it's those little simple rules that allow you to get a head start. I don't know which one you're referring to, MP. The SPY? Okay. How do you treat the flat candles? If it opens and trades all at one level, usually it's ready for a big move. But on something like Kite, that means there was a level, they were buying it out, and that's where it was trading. A doji with no wicks, yeah, if it's a real small trading day, yeah, you still consider it an indecisive day. That's what you were asking. All right, any other general questions on candlesticks? All right. All right, we got to see where they open it tomorrow. Anybody see where the pre-market futures are trading right now? I know the Dow was down about 115 at one time. The Qs were down over a point, but I think they're down only half a point at this point. Kevin, if you will Dow down 90, all right. If you email Abraham at Candlestick Forum, he can give you the details on the options room. Okay, Jim, go ahead and do the double line in 4.3 seconds. Do the next double line. PTLA, you can be buying this one on positive trading. Little piercing signal. Again, wave 1, wave 2, wave 3. 3D, wouldn't do anything dynamic yet on this one. It's basing, but you definitely need to see a strong bullish day. It's just barely climbed up. If you're buying on positive trading tomorrow, just make sure it doesn't close back below the T line. CLLS, big breakout. I'd expect a 45 degree, probably getting back up into this trend trajectory. Mankind, just stay long. As long as it stays above the T line, just make sure your volume is pretty hefty. AMBA got back up through the 200. If you're long, you stay long. I wouldn't necessarily be a buyer of it right here. I don't think. Your first target is probably coming up here to at least fill this gap. Honeywell. Not anything real exciting here for two reasons. Nothing exciting about the chart at this point, number one, and number two, the magnitude of return is not very enthusiastic. I'd be someplace else. AMD, boy, that's another one that I probably wouldn't be long or short at this point. Here was the day that you should have covered any short positions, but I wouldn't be going long. If I was going to short it, I want to see it come back down through the 200. Snap was getting up through the resistance. You can buy this one on positive trading. Look at your big left-right combo down here. For some reason, there's a day missing. But you can be buying this one on positive trading, a little bobble breakout. Just don't let it close back below the 50 or the T line. ATOS, nothing. Wouldn't be long or short. It had the potential of coming back up. It needed to break this resistance level. As you can see right now, there is absolutely no direction to it. I'd be someplace else also on this one. ARRY needed to stay above the T line, which it did. It definitely needs to open positive and continue the uptrend. You don't want to see this close back below the T line, or you're still caught in this very slow moving channel. IDXG. Another one that needs to open positive. If it opens lower, you're still caught in this sideways channel. You can see where your resistance level is. Basically, you can draw a line right through the tops. So it needs to get up through that area. That was IDXG, all right. Goog, nothing here. Probably wouldn't be long or short, sideways at this point. SCO. You can be buying this one. Just watch to see what happens once you get to the 50 again. SSW. Whoops. SSW. Another one that I would be a buyer if it came back up through today's high, up through the 200. Again, you'd have your bobble breakout in progress. Oh, John. FOSP. That's not a symbol. That might be a lap. MZOR. Breakout. I'd buy it on positive trading, breaking out through this level. United Rentals. That's more of a kicker. Now, it's not a true kicker because usually this body needs to be a good-sized body, but it's telling you there's been a change. So now if you're buying, you want to see it get through the 50, which also is telling you they're broken through this downtrending channel. So if you're buying that one, Sylvain, just be conscious of the moving averages. And Bison, another one you've got to be careful. Again, you got the doji rule. If it opens positive, you can see they're supporting in here. I wouldn't be short. If it comes down through today's low, that would tell me they're breaking this level. Doji sandwich, that's when I'd be going short. Teva. If you're short, you stay short until you see a buy signal. Nothing there yet. Edit. Kind of a trend kicker. You stay long on this one. Chipotle. This one, if you had been short, you would have covered it yesterday or Friday. You can think about going long on this one. Make this a little bit bigger. On positive trading from here. Now this is the type where, oops, I don't even know where this started. Oh, big downtrend. Let's make this smaller just for illustration purposes. Where's our next likely target? Maybe the 50, maybe the 200, or if you put a Fibonacci retracement on here, there's your retracement somewhere up in here. So is that our target? Not necessarily. It's just telling us that if you see one of those, a sell signal at one of those levels, that was the what everybody else was watching, or at least the people that were trading Fibonacci, where they were starting to buy or sell. Looking for a pivot point where I can buy points on Chipotle. I would wait if I was going to buy puts. Yeah, I would wait for it to come back down, probably through today's low. If it came back down through there, what's it telling you? Telling you the T-line's still acting as a resistance. SWKS. SWKS, anything you're short. If I was going to go short, I'd use today's low. That would tell me they broke this little resistance level or support level. KNX, nothing terrifically wild. You could buy this one with the expectation they're taking it back up to the top of the, or back into the channel, but it wouldn't be one of my most favorite to be going long. UNP, yeah, you could be going short on this one. You're not going to make a whole heck of a lot of money, but it should be heading in a downward direction. Oh, CAI not coming up. I think we did ARRY. You can buy this one on positive trading. IMMU, just stay long. You're in the overbought area, so where's a spot that it shouldn't trade? Probably back below this level. If it came back down through there, yeah, I'd be out of the trade. AVEO, you stay long, but if it opens lower, it's probably coming back down to test the T-line. If it opens lower tomorrow, and open lower means if it opens and after 10 minutes is still trading down, I'd probably close it out. If it opens lower and after 3 or 4 minutes it starts moving back up, because I want to see it confirm, you give it a few minutes to see what they're doing. And that also will probably be kind of a function of what is the overall general market doing. MDXG. Have to see whether it's going to support. I probably wouldn't be long this one. I'd probably be more apt to be short. But if it opened positive, telling me the 50 was acting as support, I'd be out of the short position. And at that point, I probably wouldn't be long or short. I think we did AMBA. AMBA broke through. You can you can be a buyer, at least if you hold it, you stay long. If you're holding it, you stay long. Doji Sandwich, you can be buying this one. Just make sure your volume is good. This one looks like it's kind of a low volume stock. Unit, another one that you can be buying if it opens positive tomorrow. Just have to be careful. It's gotten up through the T-line with indecisive trading, so that's where you kind of want to watch to make sure there's some compelling bullish sentiment. Valero, notice where it kind of ran into resistance. Right here at the same level it ran into resistance before. If this opens lower tomorrow and you're long, you close it out. That tells you you didn't get out through this level. IAG, you stay long on the gold stocks. Kind of a little trend kicker. Zine, nothing. I wouldn't be long or short. If you think something's happening, get ready to buy it if it comes up through the T-line. Other than that, there's nothing here to get excited about. IOVA. There's just missing data here for some reason. Stay long, but if it opens lower tomorrow, I'd probably take profits and then just be ready to buy it once it comes back up through the 50. NRG, yes, be ready to short this one on weakness. Bearish Doji Sandwich. Didn't we do these earlier? Omar, be ready to short this one, especially if it comes down. If it opens lower, especially if it comes down through that low. DSW, there's a bearish engulfing signal right at the 50. That's observe the obvious. They weren't going through the 50. Now, watch to see if it comes back and tests the T-line. You can always buy it back on the next positive trading if it bounces up off the T-line. Smuckers, stay short. I remember, aren't all the, what's Kroger? Yeah, nothing wild there either. VIAV, and nothing there either. If you're thinking of going short, let it come back down through the 50. I wouldn't be long or short right now. EPZM, Shooting Star Doji. Set your stop just below today's low. If it comes in that direction, it's coming back to test the T-line. Right about in the same area it topped out before. This Ferrari, all you can do is stay long as it stays above the T-line. JBHT, nice J hook. You can be buying this one. Wave 1, wave 3. Boeing, nothing. You can see the trend. There is no trend. EXEL, kind of the same scenario. I'd be more apt to buy it up here at 29 or 28.85, knowing that it broke out through this level. GSV, hold right back to the, remember, when they go through a potential resistance level, they'll come back and test it as support. This tells me the next target should be up here at the 200-day moving average. Lowe's should have acted well today. Oops, didn't act real well on the close. Wouldn't be a buyer of Lowe's. If I had been short, I would have covered the short. Probably right now it wouldn't be long or short. Home Depot had a little bit more compelling. If this one opens lower tomorrow, you're still stuck in this wedge. It needs to open positive and trade positive to stay in it. ACOR, Shooting Star. Use yesterday's or Friday's close. If it comes down through there, they're coming back to test the T-line. NLST, stay long. Use the T-line as your stop. Just make sure your volume is pretty hefty. ATHX. You can be buying this one on positive trading, and also make sure your volume is hefty on these little low price stocks. GBT. I'd be a buyer. If it breaks out through here, I'd rather pay $30 for it knowing that it broke out to the upside. You like our golf clubs, Callaway? Another one I'd buy if it opens positive. Notice how they gapped it up toward the resistance level. I'd be a buyer on positive trading on this one. EXTR. Just stay long as that 45 degree remains in progress. NVDQ. NVDQ, I don't know what to tell you there. You can be buying this one on positive trading. Let's see, I think we did Chipotle, we did IMU. Nice breakout. Stay long. As long as it stays above the T-line and HRTX. Get ready to go short on this one. You're back into the gap area, making probably your 50-day moving average your next likely target. If I'm too late, just in case not, at KEOS may gap up tomorrow. Would you buy it then if it stays positive? Yeah, it's got to be a good gap up. Right now there's nothing there. AB, didn't we do CBay this afternoon? Nothing. You can be a buyer of, or wouldn't be a buyer, but I'd watch to see what it does on CVRR. Yeah, the black line is the 8 exponential moving average, the T line. All right, everybody. We got to watch to see how this market opens tomorrow. There isn't any real energy in it one way or the other. And if the missile launch is a telling us that the bears are going to take control, just tells us we're still not going anywhere with any great magnitude. CVI, all you can do is stay long. I'd have my stop right here at the 50. It shouldn't come back down through there. CBay at 705. All right, they must have announced something. That would give you potential of a kicker signal. Okay, everybody, we will see you bright and early in the morning. We'll have to see how the pre-market futures are doing. See if there's announcements from Japan that was just a accidental flyover as far as the missiles. We'll see what happens then. All right, see you in the morning.